What is up, guys? Rick Cacus here, and earlier today, the new Destiny live event, The Dawning, was officially announced, and a trailer was released alongside this announcement, which showed off a ton of new additions coming to Destiny. Firstly, we're getting, of course, the return of Sparrow Racing, we're getting strike scoring, new quests, new weapons and gear, and more. Now, I did make a video detailing that official announcement, going over that official information, and I would highly recommend you watch that video or, of course, the official trailer before watching this video, and that's because the purpose of this video is to really delve into the nitty-gritty additional information that came out alongside that announcement. Information that wasn't necessarily obvious in the official trailer or didn't even come out with the trailer and was sent to several different news sources or what have you. Guys, in this video we're going to be going over a ton of that additional information. We're going to be going over exactly how to get the 3 new exotic weapons coming in the Dawning. We're going to be going over information about the 3 strikes being remade. That's right, 3 strikes are being remade, and tons more stuff. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you do, please remember to help support it by rating and especially sharing. So without further ado, let's get started. The first thing I'm sure you guys are interested in, of course, is how the heck do you get those, well, I say new, but they're semi-new exotic weapons coming with the Dawning. Firstly, we have the Icebreaker. Now, this is returning from year 1. It was an absolute powerhouse during that time, and it's finally being updated into year 3. So we're going to be able to infuse it now to whatever light level you are. You're, of course, going to have to go and get the year 3 version. If you have the year 1 version, it's still going to stay year 1. And it's also getting some new ornaments, as you can see here. We got the normal version, and of course we have the whiteout version. We also have a camo version as well, which looks fantastic. But again, how do you get this? Well, how you get the Icebreaker is through a new system of bounties that's being introduced in the Dawning. So of course, firstly we know strike scoring is being introduced in the Dawning, and it's going to affect the Siva class strike playlist and the heroic Siva strike playlist and the Nightfall. Now, Zavala is actually going to have new bounties accompanying this strike scoring system. So he's going to have bounties based on, how well you do. For example, maybe get, 20,000 points in a single strike, and also maybe, 60,000 for your overall team or something like that. He was compared to Varix during the April update when, of course, the Challenge of Elders was active. So he's going to have a new set of bounties that's going to rotate. Every so often he might have some bounties that rotate once a week, some once a day, but they're going to be related to that strike scoring system. Now, I'm talking about that because, well, firstly, it's part of that additional information that wasn't inherently obvious in the trailer. That's really interesting in and of itself. Going to be great to have new bounties to go for. Presumably, they're going to give you more Vanguard experience and faction experience, so just more stuff to do in a week. And if those bounties, especially potentially the weekly ones, are anything like Shiro's bounties, that's awesome. Like, Shiro bounties are great, and they really give people a reason to play and give people something to do and grind for because they reward you a ton. In any event, Zavala will specifically have a Nightfall bounty. Like, he'll have a bounty exclusive to the Nightfall. I don't know exactly what that is yet. No one does. It could be getting a certain amount of points, in a certain Nightfall strike, or potentially overall you might have to do the Nightfall, twice in a row. But in any event, if you complete this specific Nightfall bounty that Zavala has, you then have a chance to get the Icebreaker. So it's a random drop tied to that bounty. Unfortunately, the closest thing to compare it is the Year 3 Thorn, where it was tied to Shiro bounties. And, it's kind of unfortunate. It's a pure RNG system. Some people are going to get it, the first time they do that bounty. Some people are going to get it the 10th time they do that bounty. But, that's Destiny for you. In any event, that's going to be exactly how you get the Year 3 Icebreaker. Moving on, however, we also got some information about the Void and Solar Thunderlords. Literally, the Voidlord and Solarlord are basically being added as new exotics, well, semi-new, air quotations, new exotics into the game with the Dawning. Both of those weapons are going to have an exotic quest line to go and get them. And it did say, it was specific in saying that there's going to be an exotic quest for each of them, not one exotic quest where you go and get to pick one or the other. It could be that, and there was just, a loss in translation, someone made a mistake or a typo or something, but hopefully there will be, 2 new exotic quests to go out and complete to get these 2 new weapons. And interestingly enough, when the Voidlord is introduced into the game, it will be the only heavy Void exotic in the entire game aside from the Void Sword and the Truth. And it'll be the only exotic Void machine gun in the game at that point. So that's actually, hopefully gonna vary up your arsenal when you're doing, Siva heroic strikes and it's Void Burn. You're actually gonna have another option. Your options actually, if you want to use an exotic heavy, have increased by like 33%. So if you think of it that way, that's pretty cool. Alright, now moving on, we actually have a ton of new information specific to Sparrow Racing. So of course, Sparrow Racing is being added, but the specifics include 2 entirely new race courses, one on Mercury and the other being set on Earth. These are the 2 only new courses. However, thankfully, the 2 old courses from the 2015 Sparrow Racing League are being added back into the game as well. So when you're playing Sparrow Racing, instead of, 2 courses as it was in 2015, you're going to have the chance of 4 courses to play on. So that's obviously so much better than last time. Additionally, the armor that you're going to be earning. Of course, firstly, you can earn new Sparrows. That's a given. But you're also going to be earning exclusive armor that has perks relating to your Sparrows, just like in the original Sparrow Racing League. The interesting part is that this time the armor is all going to be infusible. Unlike the original Sparrow Racing League, where only the helmets were able to infuse upwards, this time around, literally all the armor you get, you can infuse upwards. So you can be running around like level 400 in the Wrath of the Machine with all Sparrow Racing gear if you want to. And I think that's pretty cool. Now, apart from that, although the actual Sparrow Racing event will end June 3rd with the Dawning, Sparrow Racing itself will be technically added in forever, because even when the Dawning leaves Destiny, you will still be able to do Sparrow Racing in private matches. So, kind of unfortunate that it will still go away, but still that's a happy median for a lot of people, I'm sure, to still have the option to do it in private matches. Now moving on, we have some more information about the remade strikes coming with the Dawning. And yes, we're getting remade strikes plural. Firstly, now this was spotted by myself and a few other people who of course recognized certain screenshots from the Nexus strike. That's right, the Nexus is being remade. Pretty much the only strike remaining in year 1, finally getting updated into the game with the Dawning. And there's another screenshot that came out here. You can very clearly see the Nexus strike boss. Actually, you can see one player holding what looks like the shield. Actually, it is the shield or the relic from the Vault of Glass. Don't read too much into this. The Vault of Glass isn't being remade, unfortunately, but this is just showing that there's new mechanics in the remade Nexus strike. Now, of course, that brings up the question, strike exclusive loot, right? Like, every time a strike is remade, there should be strike exclusive loot, especially for the Nexus. Like, that's never been introduced up to the current light level, so it's very, very, very likely that we will be seeing some strike exclusive loot, even if it's only armor. I hope it's not armor, but even if it is only armor, in the Dawning. But additionally to that, information has come out about the 2 other strikes getting remade, and this I didn't expect. Firstly, the Shadow Thief is getting remade and introduced to a more Siva focused setting, so it of course fits more in with the Siva class strike playlist. And actually, you can see from this screenshot here, Tanix is looking an awful Siva like, and he's actually, as you can see, shooting arc out of his cannon instead of the usual solar damage. So that is really interesting. That strike is also getting remade, and additionally, the Will of Crota, better known as the Omnigul Strike, is also getting remade. These are the 3 strikes specifically said by Bungie that are getting remade. And again, it begs the question, like for the Nexus, it's like there's gotta be strike exclusive loot for that. But will there also be new strike exclusive loot for the Will of Crota and the Nexus? And another interesting question is that are they going to do the same things with these strikes like they did with the Winter's Run strike in the April update, where you could play the Winter's Run and sometimes you just get the normal ending and other times you'd fight the Taken Archon's Priest. So like, can you still get normal Omnigul Strike and then the new remade Siva Omnigul Strike? I really hope so. That would just, massively increase gameplay diversity. That just means, more variety. I really hope that. But I hope more than that, that we're going to get new strike exclusive loot. Fingers crossed for that. And I just thought, what if we can actually get a Siva version of the Grasp of Malik? Well, that would be pretty damn sweet. And speaking of different looking weapons, we're also getting new ornaments with the Dawning. Firstly, the Last Word is getting 2 new ornaments, which you're seeing in the background right now. Also, the Red Death is finally getting these 2 ornaments. The Thorn is getting 2 new ornaments as well. And what has caught most people's eye is the Black Spindle is getting these 2 ornaments, and the Taken version looks amazing. Like, that actually just looks fantastic. Can't wait to hopefully get that and use that with the Dawning. And moving on, guys, the last piece of additional information is that I'm sure you guys saw in the trailer the Guardian opening up presents, and you're probably wondering, what the heck is that about? Well, apparently, on December 13th, when this live event actually, goes live, you'll be able to go to the tower, and scattered around it, there will be wrapped presents, to which you can open for both, quote, gifts large and small. So, I mean, I have no idea, right? I have no idea what could that entail. Maybe some motes of light, maybe some new shaders, maybe a chance at some of the new microtransactionable items. Like, I don't know. However, I'm down for free loot. I mean, I hope they do a kind of a good job of hiding some of the presents, so you actually find some like hidden away in the tower. That would be pretty cool. And then I get to make a video about finding all of them. But other than that, guys, that's gonna be really all of the additional information that kind of came out alongside this official Dawning announcement for now. Again, this is all the information right now. As the days go on, more information may come out, and if really groundbreaking information comes out, I will absolutely cover it on this channel. But I really hope you enjoyed this video, learned something new, I'm sure you did, and if you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny content and the latest news and information about the next live event, The Dawning, the best way is to just slap that subscribe button. Now, if you want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way for that is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below, as is my Twitch channel, which you can also follow. Again, I hope you enjoyed this video, and as always, have a good day.